Everybody, this is the Spring Fever 2018 card set. No, sorry, it's a 2016 card set, 2018 Spring Fever Super Bowl. There, I think that covers it. Let me see if I got that right. Yep, that looks like we're good. And this game is between the St. Louis Rams and the Los Angeles Rams. Let me pull up the regular season. Got to grab last year's version. There we go. So we have open Spring Fever. So there are two conferences, the Riley Conference and the Mankiewicz Conference. The champion of the Riley Conference is the Los Angeles Rams. This is the team led by Larry Riley. And he has Tom Brady as his quarterback, Mark Ingram as his halfback. So he's going to need some big plays from both those guys, because he's going to be facing the St. Louis Rams, who are 13-3, and they just have a stacked team. They're good against the run, excellent against the pass. They've got Sam Bradford as their quarterback, but what really makes them roll is the offensive skill players. Travis Kelce, Rob Gronkowski, Kenny Britt in this set's really good. It looks like we have a kickoff here. Down to the 4, returned 18 yards. So the game will start with the St. Louis Rams. That's Nathan Baylor's team having the ball. Vegas has made them a 10-point favorite against the Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams have average on defense. That's the big difference in these leagues. If you have really strong defensive cards, which means you have, here's a run call, bomb to Britt, and it falls incomplete. So right off the bat, Nathan's going for the juggernaut. Now Bradford's best column is definitely not the long pass column. It's got great flat pass, very good strong pass, short pass, excuse me. The long pass is just okay. Lots of blanks, but at least he doesn't have a lot of turnovers, so he can take shots. 2nd and 10. But that was an opportunity missed there. Curl to Sammy Watkins, not being doubled. Incomplete as it finds it blank on Bradford's card. If you guess him right, Bradford can be stopped. Guessed wrong, that's, aside from the interception chance, he only has 6 chances. So he's 6, 7, 8, 28 out of 36. Is that right? Plus the receiver reading you don't count either, I guess. So it would be 23 chances guessed wrong, which is pretty darn good. 3rd and 10. Gronk moves from the blocking back to, he stays in the blocking back, but he moves to the shotgun. So he's a 4-5. The offensive line, as you can see, of Nathan's too, is really strong against the run. It's a bomb to Quincy Enunwa, being double teamed by Corey Moore. So this should be good for the defense, but the dump off is in play. Nope, no dump off, incomplete on 7. Would have been incomplete, right, wrong, or double teamed. So a good 3-and-out start, 0 for 3 for Bradford. As I was saying, Nathan's offensive line goes 4-6-6-6-5. So he's got really good run blockers, and they're 5s, 7s. There's 1-4 over at right tackle in Russell Okung. It's a 51-yard punt. I didn't get a chance to look at the special teams of the Rams, but it doesn't look like they're anything special. He's got Odell Beckham returning the punts back there, who's a fantastic player, receiver, but not much of a punt returner. Oh man, the Rams field goal kicker. It's kind of, well, I guess he's not bad. 10 through 12, actually, he's pretty good. Can kick it deep too, 2 through 7 and 12. Off tackle left to Mark Ingram. Now this is where he needs some big plays from Ingram and from Brady. Open one of those so we got a 4-yard pickup there on 1st down. Curl to Odell Beckham, single covered, guarded by a 6. Richard Sherman against Beckham. That's a nice matchup. Incomplete on a receiver reading, so that was 2nd and 6. It would be 3rd and 6. Right there. Just cut it with scissors. Makes a difference. So 3rd and 6, goes 3 wide with Mark Ingram back there. Brings in Brian Hoyer. What? Wait a minute. Brian Hoyer? This is Tom Brady's team. Maybe he wants him for his flat pass specializing. I guess. I don't think you'd ever take Brady out. Quick slant to Ryan Griffith. There's a 5 linebacker there. Single covered. And it's incomplete. Let's see. Let's go back and look at those passes. Was that? No, the second one was Tom Brady. I guess he really does use Hoyer in a specialist role on flat passing downs on third and less than 6, maybe. There's a punt, 41 yards, gets a little bit of a roll, and they start at the 22. You got Dave Szymanski here. Dave, chime in if you're in the mood.
Can you hear me?
I sure can. Yep.
Wow. I'm just impressed that you're doing it solo, doing it well.
Oh, well, like I said, you're welcome to join in as color. I got to feed my kids dinner, so I'll hand it off to you, and at one of these points, and let you take over. But right now, what do you think about using Brian Hoyer as a third down specialist when you have Tom Brady? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Sorry, did you look at the cards? Does he have that good of a flat pass card?
It's good, but I don't think I don't think Brady's is that far off the pace. Button hook to Ryan Matthews here on 2nd and 10. And that goes for 6. It's not like a Sam Bradford flat pass card.
Well, the season stats, how many times did Hoyer throw it?
Let's check that out. That's a good point. He didn't. Oh, that's Nathan's card. Let's look at the. Yeah, yep. He threw it 20. He was 20 for 23. 87% of his passes. So maybe it was one of those playoff special packages that they have in store. So Bradford completes his first pass, 3rd and 4. It's an off tackle right to Elliott. There's a guy in the zone. Offensive onside tackle +1 or +6, but Russell Okung can't make the block. One of only 2 guys on the line that's not a 6. So I could bet Nathan's really used to picking up quite a few of those blocker readings. 4th and 3, and he'll bring in Brad Wing to punch it away.
Yeah, that monster line of his. You can get those short yardage wins just with the blocking, but he's got a good right runner too.
Yeah, it's a nice combo. But so far it's been landing on the D card and on finding blanks on Bradford's card, which has led to 2 3-and-outs. 8-yard punt return by Rashad Green, who's the number 1 punt returner. And as you can see, not much going on there either unless you roll snake eyes. So Brady's back in there. He says, Hoyer, you wait here. I'll call you in when I need you. Allen Hurns and Odell Beckham are the receivers. Mark Ingram's got just a fantastic card, and if you hit those big numbers, it could be going a long way. Off tackle right to Ingram. Nathan goes to the triple-double. Blocking back +6 or +4, Ryan Griffin cannot make the block. And again, as I was saying, Nathan's got the advantage of having good run, excellent pass D, while Larry's running out average. But this is strat football. This is a dice-based board game, cards and dice, and really anything can happen in one game. We've seen some big upsets. Off tackle right to Mike Gillisley. Here's another guy that's got a fantastic card. Goes on the D card again. This time it's a blocking reading that is picked up as Mike Ayupati moves the defender out of the way. Deion Jones makes the tackle. So 1st and 10 out to the 42. This is actually, I think, a very good start for the Rams. If you're a Rams fan, well, actually, if you're a Rams fan, either way.
I was going to say.
If this is a really good start for Los Angeles, I guess we're going to have to refer to them as L.A. and St. Louis.
That's the best way to for distinction purposes, I think.
Crossing pattern to Hurns, guessed right. Brady, +13. It's another first down into St. Louis territory. Nathan definitely made the moves that you need to win a championship. He got all those little extra pieces. It's a bomb to Alan Hearns. One man in zone gets wrong. Brady needs an 8 on his card, and he gets a 7.
Oh.
That's a missed opportunity now for Los Angeles.
Yeah, this is a monster team that Nathan's put together. I can't remember seeing a much better one than this one.
I think a lot of us are expecting this to be a blowout, but the longer the game stays close, and if Los Angeles gets a lead, that could put a little bit of pressure on Nathan. Nathan goes 3-4 showing blitz here. Let's check out the pass blocking of the Los Angeles team. They got 5, 5, 7, 3, and 7. Pitch out right to Mark Ingram. Picks up 5, gets wrong.
10 more minutes. Dennis, I'll be back.
Okay, sounds good. So that brings up a 3rd and 5. Let's see if Brian Hoyer comes into the game. He's had good success with him. You complete 87% of your passes on a guy that you're flat passing on when everybody knows you're going to flat pass. And he does. He goes to Hoyer. Now, Nathan has a 6th linebacker on the outside in Von Miller. And then he's got Bernard McKinney a 5 and Melvin Ingram a 5. He shifts his free safety over, puts 2 men in the off-tackle zone. It's going to be off-tackle right to Ingram. It's a guard reading, but because he was 3 wide, the guard doesn't make the block. It's 4th and 3 at the 38, just outside of field goal range. Remember, he's 2 through 7 and 12 out to the 37. So I think it's 2. This is no man's land. I think he's going to go for it here. Let's see what happens. Yep, and he is going to go for it. He's got Hoyer in there again. Nathan goes 3-4 instead of 3-3-5. And you just Fourth and 3. Big play here for Los Angeles. Can they convert? Screen right to Ingram, double cover. This is not going to work. There's a 6th linebacker there, and he's doubled. It's going to have to hit Hoyer's card, and does not. Receiver reading, though. So if he wouldn't have been double covered, it would have lost 4. So no joy there. And the St. Louis team will take over. So a good call there by Nathan to stop that drive. I think he was thinking Nathan was going to call run, and Larry went for that. Here is a guessed wrong run with 1 man in the zone that loses a yard, thanks to Marcel Darius's excellent run defense. So 2nd and 11. Both these coaches are calling very good defenses so far, and that's why we're more than halfway through the first quarter, and there's no score. And we've had a couple punts by St. Louis. Short pass to Gronk. Single covered. It's a dump off for 20 yards. There was no star pass rushers there, so that's why the jump off happened. So now St. Louis is into Los Angeles territory. And St. Louis is a much tougher defense to stop. Elliott and Gronkowski's in the backfield. Blocking back halfback set. Watkins and Britt out wide. Off tackle left to Ezekiel Elliott. There's nobody in the zone, and it's +6 guessed wrong. So it's 2nd and 4. Getting closer to field goal range. Three, 4 against the blocking back halfback. Bomb to Britt. Guessed right. Nobody's in the zone. Long gain, 69 yards. That's a 37-yard touchdown from Bradford to Kenny Britt. And Should I say it? Is the onslaught on? Let's let him get up by 2 scores first before we say that. But you have to be pinpoint perfect against this St. Louis squad to have a shot. And they got a good break there as Bradford connects. Even if he would have left the man in the zone, it still would have been a long game. The extra point's good. And it is now 7-0 in favor of St. Louis. Kick goes 9 yards deep. And it'll be a touchback. So this is where the Rams need some mojo to shift it back. They need a big run by Ingram, a bomb connect by Brady. Big plays and turnovers will tell the tale in this game. And there's a big play. It's a sack as Jason Pierre-Paul up against Marcus Cannon. He had a 55% chance of a sack, and that was a random 25, 2nd and 18. Not showing blitz this time. He goes 3-4. It's got Eric Weddle back there in the deep passing zone. Let's see what we got here. It's a curl to Beckham. Single cover, but it's an interception split. And this is what can happen when you face the excellent pass defense. Even when there's only 3 men in the zone, you have a 50% chance of an interception if you land on that split. They've toned it down in the new version. In the new version, it's a little bit less. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to assign Baltimore the excellent pass defense. We'll give him good excellent. There we go. That'll be the same cards that Nathan has. First down was a 2-yard gain by on a flat pass to Ryan Matthews. 2nd and 8, down to the 17. Hey. Short pass to Gronk. Guessed wrong. Incomplete. Break there for Los Angeles. Let's take a quick look at the pass defensive card. So on a short pass, 0-minute zone, 2 through 6 only instead of 2 through 6, 11, and 12. So they toned it down a little bbit. 3rd and 8, 3 through 5 showing blitz. We got a Bradford with Matthews and Gronk in the backfield and a blocking back halfback set, not in shotgun. So will he run it here and just be happy to take a 2-score lead? Turn it over. Turn the fish over. That'll make sure it cooked evenly on both sides. Just turn one over. If it's done, then take them all out. It's a 23-yard guessed right receiver reading on Gronk's card, and it is another touchdown, 14-0 pending the 13-0 with the extra point pending, and it's very possible the route is on. This is what Nathan built up for, though. He made these trades. He invested his draft picks and cards that can help for this year. And Nathan has won Spring Fever at least twice before. This will be his 3rd championship. Let me check to make sure I'm right on that. I think he may have run it more often than that. I know at least 2 times. So he won it in 2013. Was this the first time he won it? No, there's something wrong here because I think he won it in another year too. Maybe the 2014. No, I guess 2013 he's won Frozen Tundra a couple times. We'll check with him afterward. So the Los Angeles Rams really need some mojo here to help him. Off tackle right to Ingram. He needs that big run, long gain. It lands on the Z card. At least he got a good blocking reading as Marcus Cannon makes the play. 2nd and 3. Gillisley in the game. Gillisley's got a nice card too. Short pass to Griffin with all the linebackers coming. And Brady makes it. So, you know, if you're going to have a team that you need to come back with, you need a good quarterback. And you're not going to go wrong with the greatest of all time in Tom Brady. Second and 5. Run call on a bomb to Hearns. He needs some good mojo on Brady's card. He hits it. The 8, long gain, 48 yards, and it goes inside the 10 down to the 3. So keep the lights on. The party is not over. As the Los Angeles Rams say, hey, never count Tom Brady out. 28-3. That's a lot more than 14-0. And we're only in just the start of the second quarter. Ingram and Theo Riddick in the game. Spring Fever, you can play 2 halfbacks at once, so no problem there. He needs to cash this in, though. A turnover here against the excellent pass defense card. Now, got to remember that. If he throws short here with 4 men in zone, that's dangerous. Inside run to Ingram against the pass call. So he's got a chance here. It gets wrong on Ingram's card. But he gets a offensive left guard +5 or +0, and Zane Beatles and his 4 run rating makes a block. So nice break there. And that was a 9 split, which would have been an interception split if he was passing. So he narrowly avoids a dangerous play there, and he has cut the lead back to 7 points. That's the way to overcome an interception, is after you give up that 7 points, following a turnover is to come back down and get your own big play, get yourself in position. And now they need another stop or turnover perhaps to give them a chance to tie the game. 14:42 to go in the second quarter. There's a long way to go here. Elliott has his own big numbers. Oh, we got another spectator. Hey, Ed.
Hey, how are we? Are we doing good?
Yes, we are. I hear a little bit of an echo there, so I'm guessing you have me on speaker or speakers, which is fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mute you if you don't mind.
Why don't you mute me?
Okay, sounds good. All right. So it's 14-7 right now. The St. Louis Rams got off to a 14-0 lead, and then Brady hit a bomb. Here's a guess wrong pass by Bradford that misses, going to his favorite target, Kenny Britt.
So the Rams are up or not? Or they're down?
They're up and down. The St. Louis Rams are on top of the Los Angeles Rams. Bradford and boys, the favored Rams from St. Louis, with the big play offense, got up 14-0 after an interception following a Bradford 37-yard touchdown pass to Britt, gave them the lead. Pitch out right to Ryan Matthews. There's a man in the zone, but it's guessed wrong, and he picks up 4. That'll bring up 3rd and 6. You want to do that. You want to get into 3rd and 5 plus.
How do I put the game replay up so that I can see it?
Okay, I did that, but then I guess I must have clicked something off. I'm gonna put you on.
Teeny tiny in the right hand.
You just want to double click there to make it bigger. Hold on. Tell me if you got it worked out. I got to unmute you. How do I unmute you? Let's go back to the game. Hitch to Sammy Watkins. It's guessed right. Receiver rating for +8 and a first down for St. Louis. Got to somehow let me see if I can unmute you here. Hey, can you unmute yourself? I can't hear you. I think I can only mute you. I can't unmute you. Oh, maybe I can do it from the control panel. Okay. Can you speak? No. Short pass to Rob Gronkowski on a run call picks up 12. So now St. Louis is into Los Angeles territory at their 41. Go to my control panel here. Let's unmute Ed. Okay, I can hear you now, I'm guessing.
Okay, good. I can hear you.
And did you get your screens figured out, or you need help?
It's perfect.
Okay, great. I'm going to put you back on mute then.
Okay, thanks.
All right. First,
you got me on mute too?
no, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I don't hear an echo when you talk.
Oh, okay.
When Ed talks, for whatever reason, I get an echo.
Well, I have a non-echo voice.
There you go. You're a professional broadcaster.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
Dave's actually been on local cable television interviewing baseball greats and football greats from all walks of the sporting world. I
interviewed Sweetness, Walter Payton himself.
Yeah, and a couple of really big baseball stars too, if I remember correctly.
Yes, George Brett and Wally Berger used to play with Babe Ruth.
Look at that, George Brett and Walter Payton. That's a nice. That's some heavy hitters there in both the baseball and football world.
Interviewed Jim Brown.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's probably the trump card there.
Oh, it is. Jim Brown told me on the air that I was one of the best questions he'd ever been asked.
Nice. Offensive onside in +9 or +4. He had Travis Kelce blocking there for him.
Nathan's got a couple of scores there, huh?
Yeah, we had Nathan hit on a guest right 37-yard connection from Bradford to Kenny Britt. 0 men in zone, but it hit the 6 receiver reading, so it would have been a long gain on Britt's card either way. Off tackle right to Elliott. 2 men in the flat zones, but there's nobody in the... Oh, it hits the dreaded 5. Takes him back to the 33. Bradford's got one heck of a flat pass card, so you can see why Larry flooded the flats. And he called pass, and the 5 or 6 were the only rolls that... Well, actually, only the 5 would have not got it because he was 3rd and 1. Now it's 4th and 2, and he's going to go for it instead of trying a long field goal. But so that's then after he got a 7-0 lead, Nathan intercepted a pass in Los Angeles territory, returned that inside the 20, and a receiver reading to Rob Gronkowski quickly turned that into 7 points. So that got him a 14-point lead. Then Los Angeles came back on a bomb from Brady to Allen Hurns for 48 yards. That got him inside the 5 to the 3-yard line, and he punched that in on an Ingram run up the middle. So you're both caught up. 4th and 2 at the Los Angeles 33. St. Louis looking to extend their lead back to a two-score lead.
I say he runs Elliott here.
And he did. Off tackle right. There's a linebacker in the zone, but guessed wrong. Picks up 7. He would have had to key him because guessed right. That's still a 2-yard gain. And that brings a new set of downs. You would have had to bring the house and key. And when you're facing a Sam Bradford, it's tough to commit like that.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to do that. You have to either commit to stopping the flat pass, flood the zones like he did before, or commit to stopping the run against Elliott with some keys. He could surprise you with a sneak to Bradford, but you got to go one way or the other, I think, on that.
That's actually how Nathan plays defense himself. He's an all-out commit guy, not afraid to gamble, but he makes a commitment one way or the other usually.
Guest strong run to Elliott and hits his card. It's a short gain on his card, and that's 15 yards. So there was a man in the zone there if it would have hit the D cards. But if you call pass all the time against Elliott with those 3 internal run blockers that are 6 each, and Elliott's card, you could be in big trouble. And Matthews too. Look, Matthews got a better card than Elliott at this set, at least for.
I know that Matthews card well, Dennis.
Yeah, when you're inside the 20, you got short gains galore on that card. So let's see what he does here. 1st and 10, he goes blocking back halfback. Quick out left to Kelce. Guessed right with a 6th linebacker there. And it's going to be guessed right on Bradford's card for +5.
Oh, this is a tough team to stop. This is uphill battle for Larry.
If you hold him to a field goal here, you got to feel good about that. Or if you can somehow get an interception, but that's a tall order. Hey, Dave, why don't you take over the play-by-play while I go check on my kiddos? Okay.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so
Okay, we're 2nd and 5 as Nathan Baylor and the St. Louis Rams are inside territory of the Los Angeles Rams, and it is a short gain on a Ty Montgomery run, who's got a great card himself. Boy, that's a monster team. It's now 20-7 with the pending extra point. Zerline, I imagine he's pretty stout on the extra points. And we're soon to get, yes, 14-point lead for Nathan Baylor and his St. Louis Rams versus the Los Angeles Rams and Larry Riley. So Larry's going to have to, maybe put another score up before halftime and make this a competitive game in the second half, because he's up against a monster squad. Ingram is in the backfield. That great defense for Nathan is it's going to be hard to penetrate. He's got a 6 free safety if he just wants to sit back and just sort of play it cool. And there's an end run. That's not going to get much. In fact, it's going to lose 2 yards. 2nd and 12 now at the 21-yard line. Long field ahead. 79 yards, down by 14. 3-4 defense for the St. Louis team. 2nd and 12. Let's see if he runs Ingram again. Now he threw a short pass, but incomplete as Brady misfires. Intended for Beckham. 3rd and 12 now. Let's see if Nathan brings the house, as he's known to do, put the pressure on with a little more than 10 yards to go. We're still in the first half, though. Just under 7 minutes to play. And we have a 3 wide receiver set with the good 3rd down back Riddick in for Larry Riley. And it looks like Brady is going to throw. 3rd and 12. Big play for the Los Angeles Rams here to try to at least get to the point where they can flip the field. It's a fly to Odell Beckham. See if he can get behind anybody. Oh, it's a must run, 8 yards, but comes up short. 4th and 4. So Los Angeles Rams will have to punt from their own 29-yard line. And we have 6:18 to play. And it's a 45-yarder. He's down at the 29-yard line. Returned for 9 yards, and the St. Louis Rams take over with a 21-7 lead in the first half with 6 minutes on the nose to play. Nathan Baylor coaching St. Louis. Larry Riley, Los Angeles team. Elliott's still in the backfield. Gronkowski is his blocking back. What a team. It's off tackle with Elliott. Yes, pass, and there's a short gain for 15. Midfield for the St. Louis Rams, up by 14 with just over 5 to play in the first half. And this is a critical defensive series for the Los Angeles Rams, because this is going to be a real difficult team to get down by more than 2 touchdowns. So 1st and 10. Elliott's still there with the blocking back, Gronkowski. Kelsey is also a really tough tight end. And we've got an off tackle. Linebacker can't make the defensive end can't make the play, and it's 9 yards, 2nd and 1, into Los Angeles Ram territory, and a really nice situation. And he brings in, Elliott's back in there, 2nd and 1. Almost impossible to stop this on a running play with that great offensive line Nathan has, in addition to a good right runner. And he goes off tackle, and he gets the first down. Only needed a yard. He picked it up. 40-yard line now. This is the key part of the field now to keep Nathan out of scoring range here with 4:12 to play in the first half. Still has the blocking back set with Elliott, the tailback. And it's an end run for 4 yards, bringing about 2nd and 6. And with 3:36 to play, you think maybe Nathan might just grind this out to give a lot less time for Larry to come back. 2nd and 6. Same set for St. Louis Rams. And it's off tackle again. And that'll pick up 4 yards. 3rd and 2 at the 32. Now that's the outer edges of field goal range, of a good field goal range. So last time Nathan went for it on 4th and 2, and he's 3rd and 2 now. So wouldn't think there'd be much of a difference in his mindset, but who knows? 3rd and 2. Tailback, Johnson blocking back. And it's another off tackle. Nope, I'm sorry. It's a little flat pass, and it picks up 4 yards and a first down as Elliott does a little button hook, and Bradford just dumps it right in there. So it's now 3 minutes to play in the first half, 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams. St. Louis Rams coached by Nathan Baylor. Los Angeles Rams by Larry Riley. And we have a 1st and 10, same set for Nathan. I can't emphasize enough, this is critical. And it's a short pass to Gronkowski, and oh my, it's the old dump off 10 yards. And now St. Louis is at the 18-yard line with a 14-point lead in the first half of the Super Bowl, the Spring Fever League 2018. I'm Dave Szymanski, just subbing temporarily here for Dennis Crowley, who's doing a great job. And we have some guys that do a really good job announcing these games. It's kind of fun to watch and hear at the same time the announcing. So there's a little short pass to Gronk, and he finds a blank spot, and it's incomplete. And a 2nd and 10, even though Larry guessed wrong, he got away with that one as Bradford missed a good opportunity there. 2nd and 10 now from the 18. There's a little slant to Kelsey. The defender busted him for 13 yards. Now he's at the 5-yard line.
A white roll 6 beats the 5. That's the kind of day it looks like it's been so far for Larry.
Grim right now, Dennis. This is really grim.
What did they have? I don't know. They just had a punt, a 3-and-out that gave him this. Look at those possessions for the Rams after those 2 points. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. And guess what? Another touchdown.
Yes.
So 2 3-and-outs followed by 4 touchdown drives. 1 helped by field position.
This does not look good, Dennis.
How do you stop
I don't know. I don't know how you stop that
team.
That is a monster team.
How do you solve a problem like Sam Bradford?
Yeah, you're just caught between the devil and the deep blue sea there.
Yeah, it's really not Bradford himself. It's those skill targets, because you get a receiver reading on Gronk's card. My goodness, that's all of them are 20-plus yards practically.
Yeah, so choose your poison. You know, you're gonna get burned if you don't. You just got to sit there and make sure you guess right. Maybe 75% of the time, you got a shot.
Yeah, the only way I saw this as going Larry's way was a lot of big runs by Ingram, like maybe 2 or 3 long touchdown runs, and a couple of bombs by Brady, and then of somehow the St. Louis Rams turning the ball over. So far, it's been the other way, where the Los Angeles Rams have turned it over, and then they haven't really hit those big plays when they've had their chances.
Nope. Going with 4 wideouts here, looks like, to try to get that one score to just make it close before the second half.
But you don't really want to be throwing guest right into 4-minute zone on excellent pass defense, because you can get intercepted. If he goes 3-2-6, you got to respond with an Ingram run. You're just asking to get killed there. And this is going to turn quickly from a broadcast into a coronation.
Yeah.
As Nathan ascends to the throne. Has he? I thought Nathan had already won Spring Fever twice, but on the website I could only see 2 Frozen Tundra titles and 1 Spring Fever.
I can't remember how many, but I do think he's won it before. Yes.
No, he's definitely won it before. I found that 2013.
And he, like you, Dennis, had an undefeated season in Frozen Tundra.
Nice. He's got 2 Frozen Tundra crowns and 1 Spring Fever crown, according to the website. Short pass to Gronk. Now, there's a good call for Larry. That's nice that he's not giving up. But even that turns into a positive play.
Team, man, that's tough.
That's a dump off. That can happen. That was Adolphus Washington. See, those are the little pieces that I'm talking about, that when you're going for a championship run, you typically don't have a 4-2 defensive end or a 4-5 defensive end, even though it's Muhammad Wilkerson. You can't really go wrong with that guy. But, when you're going for you have those guys that can help you. There's a stuff by Corey Toomer. It is a tumor, in fact, and that loses a yard. 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I mean, that is just a little bit too much to overcome when you have the grave disadvantage of the defensive card. You don't have the ratings where you have to protect them, and then you have an offense that is almost unstoppable that you got to go against. That's a losing recipe there.
Yeah, I think in a normal NFL game, or even a game where both teams are using, like, say, the average pass defense cards, I would feel more comfortable saying, this thing could turn around in the second half and go exactly the opposite. But it really can't. Those excellent pass defense cards kind of protect you from blowing leads, per se.
Here's what has to happen, Dennis. He needs to get a pick touch here, and then he gets the kickoff in the second half and does a scoring drive there. That's the scenario that gives Larry a shot.
Yeah.
I think we need a pick touch here, Dennis.
Well, he's going to be 4th down. He's going to go for a field goal here, so it'll be 31-7.
A blocked kick return, block return touchdown. Yeah,
Zerline might be his only weak spot here. We had a little bit of a timing snafu there. As
he ran out of time.
I don't know what happened there, but I'm only showing 28-7. There's this bug at the end of the half for Strat where the host and the visitor get out of sync by one tick. So on the home computer it'll say 0 seconds, 0-1, and the visitor will say 8 seconds. So I'm not sure if that's what happened here, or if there was something else that went on.
Well, while there's a little delay, let me give you the question that I asked Jim, the great running back Jim Brown, and he said had never been asked to him. I told Jim, I said, look, I watched your games live, watched them all the way through, and I always would hear the announcers saying that you were sort of peeking, try to psych the other team out by getting up so slowly like you were hurt, and then come back and rip off a big run the next play. Is that true, Jim, or was that just some other strategy you had? He said, Dave, let me tell you what the reason was I got up so slow. He says the fields we played on in the 50s were so muddy and wet that I knew I was going to have to handle the ball probably on the next play, and I got up from the ground without using my hands to assist me on the way up. That's why I got up so slow. And now You, the Strat-O-Matic listeners here, know why Jim Brown got up so slowly. Here's the kickoff in the second half, and it's 28-7 of the St. Louis Rams, and now Los Angeles takes over at their 25-yard line with a steep hill ahead of them. 3 minutes of football to make up this 21-point deficit. But this would be a key drive if he can get something on the board here. Off tackle for Ingram. Let's see what happens here. And he gets an 11, which you think would be great, but it turns out to be only 2 yards.
Yeah, I think 11 is good, like on an end run or something like that.
Ouch. But you kind of, without sight unseen, you kind of think, oh, 11, that would be good on Ingram. But
so I heard your story about Jim Brown, and I'm wondering maybe that's what Nathan did in this game. You know, he let him make him go 3 and out twice, kind of that Jim Brown, like, oh, I'm going to get up slowly. I'm not that good. Sam Bradford 0 for 3 on the opening drive. And then now he's like unleashing his true potential. What do you think about that?
I don't know if you heard the story wasn't that he was psyching him. He just didn't use his hands to get up from the ground because the fields were so wet and muddy that he knew he would have to handle the ball in the next play, and he didn't like to touch the ground.
Oh.
He got up from the ground without using his hands.
Hit add minute twice, bud. No, leave him there. You're fine. Leave it. No, just
you get up slow.
Yeah.
There's 10 yards on a flat pass with the dump off. Critical drive, wouldn't you say, Dennis?
Yeah, he got the plus 29 on Brady's card. Now he's got a dump off for 10. If he gets it in here, 28-14, he's got a chance.
Yes, this is a chance.
That's 2 seconds.
I just think it's got to be now, though. I don't think he can wait any longer. He's got to have a touchdown on this drive. I'll give him a chance. Oh, there's a guess wrong long pass. And that's the second 7 he's rolled on a guess wrong. Oh, my. That was intended for Alan Hearns. Oh, there was an opportunity missed. You know, psych-wise, as a coach, when things like this happen, you have to be really strong and say, hey, I know I'm not, it's not happening right now, but I'm going to stick with it. And there's another guess wrong blank on a short pass to Hearns. Look at that card. Missed some really good stuff. Now it's a 3rd and 10. St. Louis 34 as the Los Angeles Rams down by 21 here in the Super Bowl of Spring Fever 2018. 12:36 to play, third quarter.
All right, now if you don't make it here, and you're Larry, do you go for it? Be down 21, or do you take?
I don't know if I was Larry. I don't know, but if I was Dave, I would go for it.
I think I might take the points because there's so much time left. Every little point counts, but I don't know. It's a tough call. It
is a tough call, and I'd say that, but I reserve the right to. I may have changed my mind.
He's bringing the house, but Brady.
Oh, there's a 12-yarder.
1X helped to avoid the sack.
A couple of wrong ones, and then he hits the right one.
Yep, he giveth and he taketh away.
There's the 7 roll that he missed on the 2 bombs, guessed wrong.
Yeah, but then you roll 8, and you're like, man, if I would have been going deep there,
yeah,
it's like
those kind of thoughts can drive you crazy, can't they, Dennis?
Sure can. That's the fun about being a strat coach.
Yeah, I love how you and Tom always mention those little mental games that we play with ourselves.
So he was going deep there into excellent pass defense, and the receiver was double covered, but he gets the benefit of the dump off this time. There was a 45% chance of a sack. We saw that matchup before, Jason Pierre-Paul against Marcus Cannon, and it was a random 60. So no sack, dump off, and +5 to make it 2nd and 5.
Okay. Just a critical drive for Larry here.
Ooh, flare left, 2-minute zone, but it's a run call. offensive card's good, defensive card's bad.
Yeah, that's always.
Oh, is it defensive cards?
Oh, look at that!
Could have been good.
You got the receiver of the defensive card, but then he gets the blank. Oh my! Oh my! Well, this could be important. 3rd and 5.
And here comes Brian Hoyer into the game.
Oh yeah, nothing like Hoyer for Brady.
Hoyer the Destroyer.
Yeah. Well, that from those stats that you looked at, with only 23 passes or something like that, I say he's going with the flat pass. He's not just bluffing. He goes with it when he brings him in.
Square into Cobb, single covered with a 5 linebacker there. Ooh, it's a white die 6 and a touchdown. We might have ourselves a game here.
Well, that was critical.
But he needs to stop him. He needs a turnover or a 3 and out. I mean, it doesn't matter. Any kind of stop. Anything to make it end in a punt to make this interesting.
Well, of course, the Brian Hoyer factor now at play.
Yeah. That's right. Hoyer gets the credit for the touchdown passes. Brady's like, come on, what are you doing? Give me the sweetness in the Super Bowl treatment.
I think Brady had to go to the restroom. Okay, let's see how Larry can crank up the defense here. He's got to guess 2 of the 3 next plays right.
Uh-oh, we have a stuck situation. So we're going to have to exit and rejoin.
Gosh, that doesn't happen very often.
It's getting better. I don't know. It's funny, though. Some people, for whatever reason, just have bad matchups. I mean, bad compatibility issues with their computers.
Yeah,
but I play games with a lot of guys, and there's no crashes at all. But certain people, it just doesn't work well with.
Yeah, I seem to recall Tabitha and Sean Riley would always have tremendous amount of breakdowns.
All right, we're ready to get back in there.
Boy, what a big drive that was for Larry Riley.
Yeah, that was huge.
Well, with the way the real Los Angeles Rams are built now, I'm turning into a Ram fan, Dennis.
What? The Duke of Philadelphia is turning into a Rams fan?
Duke of Philadelphia is now rooting for the Los Angeles Rams.
Come on now.
Yeah, I know. What happened?
As a second team, or they're going to take over your primary team?
No, that's the second team.
All right.
I like the Rams.
Good. Go Jared Goff, eh?
Yeah. Goff and and I just love those 2 cornerbacks they picked up. To have shutdown corners at either side, man, that's kind of a old Raiders style. With a great defensive line. Oh my, that's going to be a fun team to watch. Find our way back, Dennis?
Well, we're sitting there waiting. I saw a user drop, but they haven't given me a new game number outside of the 17731. Oh, no. Yeah, 17731. That's what we're connected on.
You put the right number in there, huh?
Yeah.
This is the 2018 Spring Fever Super Bowl. Dennis Crowley, the play-by-play man, and yours truly, Dave Szymanski, is the color guy.
Oh, there is a new one, 13270.
Okay. Who's that we have on the screen there? Who you muted?
Oh, that's Ed. Ed, he left. It was Ed Carpenter was watching with us.
Okay. Has Ed ever announced any games with you? Hi, Ed. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm
No, I
being,
am not announced. I still consider myself a rookie here.
oh,
Well, Ed,
I'm here for the pure enjoyment of it all.
Ed, we're gonna make you our sideline reporter. So every once in a while, we'll throw it down to you for an injury update.
All right, I'll unmute myself at the time.
Okay, you can stay unmuted. I don't hear an echo now, so if you want to just stay on and just chime in, that'd be great.
No problem.
So how far? While we're waiting, how far along are you guys on your draft preparation?
I'm extremely far along.
Nice. So you could draft, say Saturday, if that was the case.
If I needed a draft on Saturday, I would draft on Saturday. But of
Nice.
But of
That's what I'm
course,
talking about.
yeah.
I like that. So are you? What leagues are you in, Ed? You're in Autumn Wind, of course.
I'm in Autumn Wind and Spring Fever, and hopefully at some stage, maybe S28.
Nice. Yeah, you are at the top of the waiting list. We haven't had any openings since you told me.
All right, well, let's find a good team for me.
It's just random chance. There was 5 teams open in Frozen Tundra. You know, I think there's still 2 open, and they were going to do not an expansion draft. What do you call that?
But when does Frozen Tundra play?
They play right now. They play at the same time
Right.
as the other ones, like a month later than Autumn Wind.
that's a really good league, Ed, the Frozen Tundra, and there are 2 teams available.
They were going to do a dispersal draft of the 5 open teams, but then they couldn't arrange their schedule.
2014 league?
Yeah, 2014 league, 5 teams. It's unusual to have that kind of turnover, but it would have made for a nice way to put your own stamp on the teams. But
let me give that some thought.
yeah, but that's not going to happen because Gary just decided to hand the teams out since he didn't have.
Okay.
They couldn't schedule it. So the 2 open teams that are left are the 2 worst teams, as you can imagine.
Well, that Portland team that Paul is general managing, Dennis, it looks really good.
Oh yeah, there is one good team. That's right, Portland, and then the other team, Toronto, is in bad shape. So if you're going to get one of those teams, grab Portland before they go.
Yeah, Portland has Kirk Cousins is the quarterback, and I guess the running back is Ezekiel.
I got to talk to Nathan here. They're obviously having problems connecting.
There's 132.70. You got that one?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Huh.
Boy, this is ruining Larry's momentum.
This is like the power outage in the Super Bowl between the Ravens and the Niners.
But Larry does have the GOAT, and the GOAT has the best called right short pass card in the league. So
yeah.
Who else to lead a comeback?
Come on, Ed. He's no Brian Hoyer, though. Come on.
No, I appreciate that, but Brian Hoyer can throw the short and third flat passes, but I mean we're gonna ride to the championship here.
Yep.
He's got a great card.
You said you're a rookie. How long you been playing, Ed?
I played Strat baseball for decades.
Well, I ordered my first Strat-O-Matic baseball set. Are you ready, Ed?
Yeah.
1963.
So I played my first Strat baseball game probably in 63, 64. This is the old Maury Wills day. Maury Wills days.
Oh my God!
I of course played the dice with my dad. I mean, my dad and I would go on our summer vacation. We played Strat-O-Matic the whole week.
Oh, that's very cool. That's so cool.
And he loved the Dodgers and he loved Maury Wills.
Yeah, so did I. My dad
he tried to steal on me all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, my first Strat-O-Matic football game was 1965.
I played the board game back in the late 60s at Strat baseball play-by-mail leagues for a couple decades, and then I dropped out because of work and family and stuff like that. And then,
come on, Ed, what do you mean work and family? Come on, you got to get your priorities straight here. It's Strat-O-Matic.
That's what I've been trying to do the last couple of years.
Okay, good.
Well, I think Ed, are you retired now? You were mentioning before.
I retired.
They called you back.
I went back full time last September. I'm going to retire again, or at least semi-retire at the end of September.
Nice. So that gives you a little bit more.
So there you are. I don't know how this picture came up. Do you see this picture here?
Yeah. What are you retiring from, Ed?
Automotive, tier 1 supplier.
Automotive
sales?
sales?
I worked for 30 years for a tier 1 component supplier called TRW.
I've heard of them.
I work for a competitor called Autoleave. We make airbags, seatbelts, and steering wheels.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your semi-retirement and your full retirement.
I'm going back into semi-retirement, so that's why I think I can take on one more team.
Nice.
Yeah, of course, I'm passionate about my teams, and both teams are in rebuild mode. So.
Well, good. Let me know who I can steal from you, Ed.
That's the good thing about Ed, though.
I've got plenty of people you can steal from me. I mean, Dennis is stolen.
Ed doesn't let you steal anybody. Ed gets a fair price. That's the best thing about it.
Thief. He'll take from anybody. I have.
There you go. All deals are fair.
That's part of the beauty of these leagues is the general managing part. I like all aspects of it. So
it is absolutely. I think it's why I mean, Dennis, that's why 28, because I think 28-team league, a 30-team league.
It's certainly more challenging.
It's more challenging from a GM perspective because you've got the bottom end of the roster you got to manage and all the constraints associated with it. It makes it a bit of a challenge.
It is very much so.
And I've gone all in again, trying to defend my title.
It's a challenge.
By the way, Dennis, we've all noticed that.
Ed, it's a challenge to us mortals. It's no challenge to Dennis. Okay.
So,
one must think that Dennis is sort of getting ready to blow his load here.
It's at one point when you trade away your entire draft, if you keep doing that year after year, it's got to catch up to you.
Yeah, right.
At some point, it probably will.
Let me get the fly out, Dennis.
I mean, but Devon Kennard is only 27, 28. So what the hell?
Yeah, I asked. I don't know who I asked about the trades. Maybe Tom, and that was the one question. Like, that was maybe a little bit of a high price to give up for a 4 outside linebacker. But in this set, I think linebackers are going to cost a premium. There's just no 5s and 6s out there, even to get a guy
there's not a lot of great linebackers in the set.
It's a different dynamic.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So it's more of a scare. And plus, I think Kennard can be a pass rusher, which they hadn't really used him at in New York. And I hear rumblings that Detroit might do that. But that's that typical off-season tropes that you hear. And then the guy goes the whole season without a sack.
But he
should get good usage at Detroit.
Yeah, I agree. What's that, Dave?
This is the best year so far, though, for slot corners. Some of the best ratings I've ever seen for slot corners is this year.
Oh yeah, they did that change intentionally because the ratings for some guys on Pro Football Focus were just too high to ignore, and those guys were for the most part playing slot.
That was a joke.
But I think they got to change. I think Strat has to change the rule. I mean, I think what they've done with the slot corners is good, but what they should do is, I mean, in our draft leagues, I mean, look at how Nathan plays his team. I mean, as opposed to a 3-wide formation. A lot of players will play with the blocking back and the halfback if they got that second tight end. And that's effectively like a 3-wide end or a 2 tight end formation. Those are almost the same effectiveness in terms of getting receivers out on the field. And Strat doesn't allow you to match up a 3-3-5 against that formation appropriately. And
I can see what you're saying. But
I think they should, if they made that adjustment, I think it would bring that 3-3-5 and those ratings into better play.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough thing to solve because I think on the one hand you're limited by the framework of the game, but on the other hand, think about the way the NFL is today. It is tough to stop offenses today with the rule set and the passing. It's a lot easier to stop those offenses in Strat when there's no dump off. So. So I can see the reason why they're doing that to try to make.
I can too, but I think in the Strat game, there are a lot of teams that is an alternative to three wideouts. They play the blocking back, halfback, two wideout formation, or they play the two tight end formation.
Yeah.
And I think a 3-3. I think in a third down scenario, having a 3-3-5 to play against that is appropriate. And
Right.
they should get those. They should get that slot cornerback lined up against the tight end or the blocking back, and allow you to do that. I think if they did that, they'd make it all proper and all sort of tight.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint.
Yeah, it's a tough riddle to solve.
Yeah.
Because you're right. There are a lot of defenses that will play basically five DBs and two linebackers. So how could you do that? Maybe in a 4-3 or a 3-4, maybe Strat will make a rule where you can remove one of your linebackers and replace him with a DB, but still have the same features of a base defense.
Yeah. So you take the St. Louis Rams playing tonight, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, they'll bring out the blocking back formation in many cases.
Right.
And you want to put a 3-3-5 against that formation. You want to get your slot cornerback lined up against that blocking back.
Right. Yeah.
Perfectly rational in the game that we play, right?
Right.
But not in a replay scenario. In a replay scenario, they say, well, they would play a 3 wide out, and that's how the replay would set up, and I can duplicate my 16-game season, and the stats come out properly, and the wins and losses come out properly. I'm happy.
Yeah, that's really what this game's designed for, is a stock replay.
Exactly. But they got to go. I think they have to take another step. But anyways.
Yeah, the problem is they have a board meeting, right? This is how I envision it happening. You got Hal in there. You got Glenn Guzzo or Guzzo. You got the programmer, Bob Winthrop, and the three of them sit down. Oh man, they're playing, and I haven't been able to connect.
Oh man, okay.
Killing me, Dennis. You're killing me.
Hey, they didn't give me a new number.
Come on, aren't you Dennis Crowley, or this some fake imitation?
Well, he is the IT man.
Yeah, I was going to say nothing technically affects Dennis. Come on.
Guys, I'm going to reboot real quick. Then, if it's not letting me in, unless they connected on a new number and they forgot to give it to me.
Should we reconnect after you reboot, or should we just sit here?
No, just sit here.
All right.
Just wait.
Hey, it's great having you on, Ed. This is cool.
I'll go get myself another drink.
Yeah, come on, be ready, Steve. You're gonna go overtime, Ed. Get your drink and sit down.
4 minutes.
Okay.
I got to reboot. Dave, hold on, okay?
Can I still stay with you?
Yeah, stay on the broadcast. I'll be right back.
Okay. Are you with us, Ed?
I am now back.
I'm looking at that picture of you, Ed, and you're a dead ringer for Hugh Hefner.
I'm better looking than Hugh.
Well, you're in the.
You got pretty old at the end there. He was a little old and decrepit. Now, should I put my face on here? How do I do that?
I don't know. You got to ask.
I don't think I want to. That's a picture of me and my wife, right?
That looks like it. Yeah, but she's got shades on, so I can't see her eyes. Oh, there you go.
Here we are.
What a handsome young man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Hugh Hefner was one of my idols because he created his own environment, and he made the business come to him. And he started with no help and just scrambled it all together himself. I really admire the guy.
And he lived life large.
Oh, he did indeed.
Needless to say, yes.
This is so cool, Ed. Getting to know you in this environment, we got to do more of this with more of our fellow players because this is so much fun.
It is. Although I sort of expected that Nathan was going to take control of the game, but I lost twice to Larry, and Tom Brady punished me this season. Punished me.
Not Brian Hoyer?
Not so much Brian. Mostly Tom Brady.
Hoyer's cutting up Nathan. It's horrible. No, I'd be amazed if Larry does get back into this. 14 points is. I mean, if he was ahead by 14, I'd still be favored.
Brady. I mean, so Nathan is going to sit back and sit on the pass, and Brady's got the best called right short pass card in the game.
Yeah, that helps. But I saw Brady miss 2 bombs. Guess wrong.
I saw that too, and I was shocked by it because I've never seen it before. Yeah. It never happens to me.
I know. It'd be nice.
He's too tough.
So what was your record this year?
I had a team that should have gone 10-6, and I think it went 7-9.
Ooh, that hurts.
So I don't know. I don't exactly know what that says.
Well, that's just that can happen.
I'll leave that to the pundits to interpret my coaching ability.
Well, it's give me the 3 percentages that you think player talent. I think Tom Cook has got his own percentage. I think he says 40% coaching, 30% luck, and 30% talent. I think that's what he says.
I think it's it's got to be. I think it's first of all, look. The game is primarily probability and statistics. So it's 50% the card. So it's the talent in the team. It's probably 20 to 5% the coaching. It's 25% the dice roll. I mean, the dice roll is variable.
Oh, it really is. And
so, I mean, you can look. We've all played games.
When
the game is over, you say to yourself, "How is it possible that I either won or lost that game?"
Now, you've played on the table the dice and cards, right?
Of course, absolutely.
My contention is, Ed, that I have never seen that kind of slant of the luck happen on the field with dice that I see on the computer. Some days
I would agree. I would absolutely agree with you.
Oh, thank you, because you're a veteran.
I don't know what it is.
How do we explain that, Ed? I can't explain it.
But I walked away from so many games shaking my head, just going, should I buy a new computer?
Yeah, no. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's all. That's all we have to say. We agree because I can't explain. I have no logical, rational reason for thinking that there's anything to that, but it's got to be because
exactly. Let's see. Dennis is back.
I'm back.
He's still interested in our conversation. He's not even saying anything.
Well, I don't have a ton of experience with the board, the dice and the cards board game. I played maybe a dozen games back in the mid '80s, and my friends always picked like the Redskins or the Giants or one of these other powerhouses, and I always picked the Seahawks. So I got thoroughly drubbed in all the games as I was playing against the mid '80s Redskins, Giants, and and Cowboys, and I don't mind that. I don't mind losing, but I played with my Seahawks, and I got a few shots in there. But I can't really say if they're we played like a modified version of the advanced game. Okay, here we go. 31-14. So the Rams must have gotten the ball and gotten a field goal, and now we have a 45-yard gain here as Tom Brady, unless that was Brian. Yeah, it was Tom Brady. Connected with Ryan Griffith. Let me share my screen.
Well done.
So locked in, sharing to everyone. So 17-point lead. And see, that's the reason why I think I would have taken a field goal if he wouldn't have converted on that third down. It's because you know the St. Louis is going to get more points. So here's a curl to Beckham. Guessed right, 3-minute zone against the excellent pass defense card. And it's a 13-yard connection on the receiver card.
Whoa.
So there's only a minute left in the third quarter. If he gets a touchdown here, it's a 10-point game, guys.
Whoa.
There's been a lot of times where we've lost and overcome 10-point leads in a fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, not Nathan, we're not rooting against you. We're rooting for the story.
Especially lost 10-point leads.
Yeah.
We want there to be a good story here. So
we want you to win up with a safety, Nathan. That's what we're looking for.
Okay, the triple-double team comes out. It's a curl to Beckham.
Oh, look at that.
Brady threads the needle.
Oh, that's as good as
man
player could do.
So now it's first and goal to 9. Is there any worse place to be than first? Well, I guess it's not really a bad place, but you much rather have it first and goal at the 10 or first and goal at like the 5 or inside, especially when you're facing a good pass rush.
You don't always have the choice, though, Dennis.
That's true. Here comes Von Miller, a 3-4 showing blitz. First and goal at the 9, 18 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ingram on an end run. That'd be my call. How about you guys?
I like it. I like the call.
He goes up the middle to Gillislee, guessed wrong, but it's on the D card and he loses 2 yards. Might be a blessing in disguise because now
get outside 10. That is a good. I'd rather lose 2 there than the game 2.
Yep, I hear you. Of course, I would have rather it been on the halfbacks card for a short gain.
Yeah, that's true.
3 runs for Gillislee for no yards. Now, when you have one of those freaky guessed wrong halfback cards, and Gillislee's good guessed right too. He's not.
Don't you got a run here now? I mean, Nathan is not going to call run.
Well, you got the white dice 6 in your favor, so you could go for a flat pass, or you got Tom Brady's short pass calls. He does go for a short pass, and there comes a sack, and it's a fumble.
Oh,
recovered by the offense, though. It's recovered by the offense. He advances it to the 11, so it'll be third and goal at the 11.
All right. Well, survival.
Oh my!
Jason Pierre-Paul against Marcus Cannon again, with 2 additional blitzers. Brady 10 of 20, but he's gotten 201 yards.
How about a little dump because
short pass. Short pass. Tom Brady short pass. He's too tough.
What a flat pass, Ed.
Roll the dice.
He doesn't have a great tight end. I like those flat passes when you have like a tight end like
the house. I think Nathan brings all the linebackers.
Yeah, and Riddick does not have a good pass blocking card. Oh no, he does 0-5. So that's good that he has him there. Maybe a flat pass to Beckham covered by the 6. It's a short pass to Hearns and another sack.
Oh no!
I told you he brought every linebacker. He brought them all.
Oh man!
Von Miller against Zane Beatles. That's not a good matchup.
He had dumped that.
Man.
So you got to go for a field goal here. It'll make it 31-17. Maybe you get a fumble kick return or something like that gets you back to a single score.
Wow.
But you got to take the points here.
Yep.
And then Terry knocks it through 31-17. So he's keeping it relatively close. He's teasing us a little bit. A 2-touchdown lead is much better than a 3-score lead. So let's see if he can get a stop here.
Can I write that down, Dennis? Let me write that one down.
Yeah, put that down. That's a jewel right there.
Yeah. Good thing you told me that.
That's maybe a cubic zirconium, but it's a jewel.
Yeah.
First and 10, 14:06 to go. Rams start at their own 25. And they want to milk the clock. Some runs and some flat passes are what you're going to see here.
I could see Nathan throwing a bomb here, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Pitch out left to Zeke. He's got a man in the zone. Linebacker in zone makes the play. Thomas Davis, the veteran.
Thomas Davis. Wow.
White die 5 against the 5-run rating of Thomas. So here we go, 2nd and 10. This is good. This is good for Los Angeles. Look out for a flat pass to Gronk here.
Yeah.
What do you say? What do you say, Dave? What do you say, Ed?
I think that's a good call.
I mean, that offensive formation with Gronk sitting there as the blocking back is just awful tough to defense.
So he went for an end run, guessed right, picked up 2. If it would have been guessed wrong, it would have picked up 6 and broken contain. 3rd and 8. Nunwa, Watkins, Britt, Kelsey, and Gronk. There is not a bad target in that group.
Not at all.
Important play for Larry here. Got to stop him here.
So I would maybe break out the triple-double team here. He goes for the long pass to Gronk, covered by a 4, and he gets the dump off.
Oh.
So,
oh, God.
Oh,
God.
Uh-oh.
Tough to stop. Tough to stop.
Tough.
Come on. Would that have happened on the board game, Ed?
Well, how did you resolve dump-offs on the board game?
My head would just go down so hard at this point. I go, damn.
Well,
Tough.
You know, Ed, I love the psychological fact of having your opponent across the table from you, and you could sense when you had him on the run.
Truly true. That's true.
And you can't get that same advantage.
You can't get that sense, although you can only get that sense through timing of response.
Oh, yeah. No, you can get it a little bit, but not like we used to do on the board game.
Response. And
still can detect some of it.
some of us, every time we feel terribly badly about an outcome, we take our time and respond.
Yes.
Or you just start clicking.
Or you just start clicking.
Inside run to Zeke. 1 man in zone, guessed wrong. And there, it's a fumble.
Get the ball. Get the ball.
But the Rams, the offensive Rams have recovered.
I was going to say the Rams recovered. Yes, of course.
This is Sammy Watkins.
That's what we're reading against, Nathan. We're just trying to get
The master of the understand.
competitive game here.
Rally.
Yeah. Kevin Minter, 4 on a white die 4, made that a 1-yard loss. And Nathan did not advance it smartly. 3-2-6 now. This is interesting. He can't run it. Gronk doesn't have a run card. You could line buck with Bradford, but he's not picking up 9 yards. I don't think he'd pick up 9 yards if you gave him all day. It's a bomb to Britt, covered by a 4, 5 in the zone, and defender X.
Oh my!
White
Oh
die
my
6
God.
against the Jimmy Ward's 4.
Oh, that's against Jimmy Ward? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So even if it would have been against his 5 cornerback or his 5 strong safety, it would have connected. Ross Cockrell wasn't going to help. Byron Jones wasn't going to help.
This is a critical part of the field.
Oh, man.
If he goes down by 3 scores, he's
And
out.
there you go. He'll be back up by either 21 or 17 here.
I think I'm gonna pull out.
Okay, Mayday. Dave Szymanski's bailing out.
No, I know. I'm gonna pull out my Don Meredith. My Don Meredith song. You heard his song for Monday Night Football?
Turn out the lights.
The light is over.
They say that all.
Good things must end, and this is. I'm sorry, Larry, but you're just not gonna do it now. It's.
Well, I'll tell you. Here is the one scenario. You need a Sam Bradford snap fumble. 7.3% at 0.7. It's less than 1% chance of it happening. 7.3 out of 1,000. But that would be the only way it happened. Or Zeke fumble. He's 1.6% chance.
Any fumble. Got to have a turnover here.
Yep. He goes up 17, and it's funny. Stretch it, build this in sometimes. Why not let Brett? If I was Nathan, I might take a knee here just to avoid any kind of turnover, and give my field goal kicker a 2 through 10 chance.
That's interesting. That is an option actually. Touchdowns much.
Well, that's tough.
There you go.
Nice.
So 21 points, and 8 minutes to go.
Wow. Well, yeah.
Even for Brady, that's going to be a bridge too far. Well, this is the very last game in the known world of last year's version of Strat. There's no other online leagues going. There might be some people who haven't upgraded and are playing their own private replays, but as far as online play goes, this will be the last one with version V 2017. And it looks like it's going to be this coronation of Nathan Baylor and his St. Louis Rams.
Looks that way.
You need a long game,
but an incredible team.
Oh, that is a Super Bowl team.
I mean, they're good on run, excellent on pass. They're looking at 2 5s and 2 6s in the backfield. They've got Von Miller, Melvin Ingram. Holy moly!
Yeah, if you're looking for a formula to win a championship, that's the way to do it. Get excellent pass defense, some good offensive pieces, and coach a good game. And then Nathan's done all those things. So
they've got Ingram can rush at a 10. McKinney can rush at an 8. Von Miller is a 12-8. Mayo is a 7. JPP's a 7.
Yeah, there's no weak
pass rusher. These guys, he's got a great team. It's a great team.
Let's take a look since I guess we'll let the drive finish, but I want to take a look at the draft pieces that Nathan has left for next year, because sometimes when Nathan's going for it, past the curl to Odell Beckham, 4-minute zone, stride incomplete. Sometimes when Nathan's going for it, he'll just trade everything away, just trying to make sure he got every last piece.
Yeah. Ed, it was over 30 years ago. I played against Nathan's father and against his uncle.
You're kidding.
Nope.
Holy moly.
Yeah. His father.
Well, yeah. Dave, you're showing your age now, of course, right?
I really am.
Or you're also saying Nathan is a youngster, so whatever the case may be.
He's not that young. I'm that old. I can't.
They are.
I won't tell you how old I am, Ed, but Babe Ruth and Orville Wright were alive when I was born.
Well, they were alive when I was born, of course. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about Orville Wright. I'd have to go back and check that out.
Yeah,
I can say with full confidence that Orville Redenbacher was alive when I was born.
There you are.
All right, so Nathan, remove these files. Nathan he's got all of his draft picks for next year, so he's in great shape.
Oh,
and he was loaded in terms of what he drafted this year. So in theory, he picked up a lot of young talent based upon what you just showed there.
Yeah, he's got
his problem, of course, he's got Winston to back up
Winston. That's his Winston.
Bradford's card this year was, I don't know, how should we say it, really incredibly good.
Yeah,
incredibly good. It's maybe a little bit of a strat phenomenon, but he had a great card.
For sure. 4th and 11, guys. This is it. Any miracle hopes has to convert this to make it a possibility, and that's it.
Oh.
So now a couple of runs, maybe a field goal, and that's it. But a great season for Larry with his version of the Rams.
Yep. What did Larry go? Does anyone know what he went finally? Was it like 12-4 or something like that?
11-5.
11-5.
Yeah. What was Nathan's regular season record?
He was 13-3.
Yeah. Awesome. Which in a 24-team league is very impressive.
Yeah, for sure. So yes, the Los Angeles Rams were 11-5. Only less than 100-point differential. Look at Nathan; he's got almost plus 200.
Oof.
So he did some good things. That team. Why did I think I saw Jared Goff pop up as his backup quarterback? Guess maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know who has Goff. He does have Goff here. St. Louis Rams have Goff, but why am I looking at these rosters and I don't see Goff on the St. Louis Rams? Spring Fever draft workbook. Interesting. Did he make a late trade? Maybe I have an old.
I thought he traded up. Goff went #1 in the Spring Fever draft.
Oh, I might be looking at pre-draft rosters, and that's why the draft picks are there.
So
let's go check it again before
he may have traded up and taken Goff.
I think you're right. Might be right. I think I'm looking at a pre. Oh, look at that! They're stuck. I was looking at a pre-draft version of the worksheet. Now let's see how things turned out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so he does have Goff, and let's see what pieces he has left for his draft next year. And he did trade everything away. Look at that. So remember we looked at a pre-draft. He had all his picks.
Yeah.
Next year he only has a 9th and a 10th.
Oh shit! He traded everything.
Though, didn't it?
Well, okay, but let's give credit where credit is due. He converted it into a championship.
That's right.
Yeah,
that is the objective, and so. And I don't think that the Earth is going to boil next year for him. He's got some pretty good players.
What he does that is then without all those draft picks, he'll just sort of rebuild. He'll suck up a couple of years and then be back on top.
Yeah, but he's got a pretty good team actually. I think. I don't think his team is a disaster by any means.
No, he didn't get just 1 year.
Because he's got Goff to replace Bradford. If I have Goff and Autumn Wynn, I have to say his card is not that great.
Right.
His short pass called right card is good. His flat pass card sucks. His
but I think
good, but other than that, he's not that great.
Yeah, but he's not that bad either. I mean, I think that there was
not that bad either.
If you have a good running game, he's going to do well for you, especially against wrong short, like you said.
Well, of course, I don't have a good running game.
Well, not yet. Give it a few years.
Not yet. I think the best thing. I made a lot of trades to try to prove what was my last year Cleveland Browns offensive line last year was. I mean, if you'd done a rating from 1 to 30 of the offensive lines in the league, I'm sure I would be, 29 or 30.
Yeah, you didn't have much there, run block or pass block.
And so I think the line has been much improved, not for this year necessarily, because I traded for players I'm hoping will be better next year.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a good year, though. I think there are a couple of really good teams, but it's not like where last year you had 3 or 4 teams that had excellent pass defense. It's going to be harder to get that with the linebacker ratings. But I think there will be a couple of excellent. I won't have excellent. I'll have good pass defense. But I have enough pieces elsewhere that I think I'll give it another good run. But I haven't really paid attention to the rest of the league. But there's some teams that are making some moves for this year. And, it's going to be a lot more wide open, I think, than last year.
I suspect you're right, yeah.
But it is interesting that there is such a large disparity. You definitely have teams that are going for it and teams that are looking to rebuild.
Well, but you're going to have that every year.
Yeah, right? in a 30-team league, that's the way it's always going to be. You're right.
Yeah, it's always going to be that way, and that's good. And that's good.
That's why I run my my Battle Royale league. Have you seen that one, Ed?
No, I haven't seen that one. But I think it's good because whether you have a 24-team league or a 30-team league or even a 28-team league, in a good set of strat managers, people will move people because every year, it doesn't matter what you've got. The next year, you're going to be light in certain positional areas, you're going to be heavy in others, and you got to do something to adjust for it.
Yeah.
And trading is the way to do that. You can do a certain amount of that, obviously, through the draft, but you gotta address it through trades. And then the rest of it is whether or not you're trying to win or whether you're trying to rebuild.
Absolutely. Yeah, the league I'm talking about, everybody competes every year because it's a non-keeper league. We do a unit draft, so no trades. Everybody's going for it, and they're all good coaches, so it makes for a really fun.
It's a non-keeper draft.
Yeah, you draft one unit a day for 10 days, and that puts your team together. So you take like New England quarterback, and then next round you might take New Orleans halfbacks. So you draft.
Oh, okay.
Units.
The players come in units. Right,
and then if a guy's in more than one unit, whoever takes that unit first gets him. So if you take the Kansas City Chiefs running backs or halfbacks before somebody takes the Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers, you get Tyreek Hill with that unit.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
so we're at the very end here, it would seem.
Yep. Time for a knee, and that's it. Time for some handshakes. It's all over but the crying.
Time for a knee.
But Larry has a lot to be proud of. I mean, you get
he played.
the Super Bowl.
He was fantastic this year.
You get an average team to the Super Bowl. You've done something really good.
Yeah, and as I said, he had his way with me several times this year.
Nice.
Well, congratulations, Nathan.
Yeah, well done, Nathan.
Congratulations. Well done.
The first time I played him, I knew that was the
dominating
Super Bowl
victory
champion. It was going to have to take something crazy to stop him from winning the league.
Yeah.
So, well deserved. All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Let's take a quick look at the box score. Anytime. I'll send this link out to the league.
Yeah.
Sorry we missed that chunk where I didn't realize.
Thank you for hosting this. This is good. Appreciate it very much.
Yep, absolutely. We should do this more often, guys.
All right. Love it, Dennis.
Super Bowl MVP's got to go to Sam Bradford, 2028, 246, 2 touchdowns. Probably the real MVP is that defense. Travis Kelce made a stake to claim with 9 catches for 94 yards.
Wow.
And we had that 37-yard touchdown to Kenny Britt. So it was a fun game to watch. Brady did his best to try to keep him in it, but he couldn't overcome it. You can't – I don't care what quarterback card you got. You're throwing against excellent pass defense, you're in for a long day.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. And
thank you.
Shut this down, and you guys, good luck in
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Enjoyed the evening.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. See you guys.
Talk soon.
We'll see you.